I've got some questions for you.
Okay.
Concert-themed questions, first and last, rapid-fire quiz, let's go.
Bam.
In honor of National Concert Day, what was the first concert you ever attended?
Ever was a Paula Abdul concert.
The first concert, Mark Anthony.
First concert I ever went to was Kenny Rogers and the Gatlin Brothers at the Macon Coliseum in probably about 1982 or 83.
First tape, album, CD you owned?
I think it was Wilson Phillips was my first CD.
It was Usher, You Remind Me.
These are all great answers. Last song that's stuck in your head?
It was one of mine that I'm working on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working on new stuff.
The last song stuck in my head, that Justin Bieber, Luis Fonsi, Despacito song.
First time you heard yourself on the radio?
Oh, it was right after Idol, when they played, I think they played No Boundaries on the radio.
I was living in the Bronx. There was this guy that would play music outside the building, and I heard like a bass line from one of my songs. And I opened the window, and there it was my song.
Which one was it?
It was Stand By Me, a cover.
Oh, of course, yeah,
Stand
the
By
Benny
Me.
King song.
Yeah.
I was sitting in a grocery store parking lot. I'd stopped at a grocery store I was going over to my friend's house. It was about midnight. And I stopped at the store to grab some beer to go to his house. And as I was getting out of the truck, my first single came on the radio. And so I shut the truck real quick and kind of drove around the parking lot. And I was like, man, I don't want anybody to hear me listen to my own song because that's kind of weird. And then I realized that I was brand new and nobody knew who I was anyway, so it really didn't matter.
And the last time you were starstruck?
The last time I was starstruck, when I met Jay-Z like a few years ago.
I did a couple shows with George Strait on his Cowboy Rides Away tour.
Greats.
Yeah, and after the show, he asked me to come up and hang out on his bus. So I'm sitting on George Strait's bus drinking moonshine with him, and I was like, that's like this. I could retire right now and be like, that's like one of the highlights of my career. So I'm pretty starstruck that night, but it was really cool.
It's the last concert you went to?
Well, I was at Coachella,
Right.
weekend one. So I saw a lot of great acts and inhaled a lot of dust from the floor and made my way through sweaty people, and it was an experience.
Probably Luke Bryan. I did a show a couple years ago or last year, and Luke actually was playing the next night. We were doing these festivals, and so I actually stayed over an extra night. So he's one of my buddies, so I stayed over an extra night so I could watch his show, and it was like him and Miranda Lambert, and yeah. So
That's a concert worth seeing.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
worth staying a night to see.